Attention passionate Toronto, Maple Leafs Fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the Atlantic Division and it could shake up the entire conference. We're talking about a direct impact on Toronto Maple Leafs' path to another Stanley Cup run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Toronto Maple Leafs fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOURFRINDS and Toronto Maple LEAFS FANS. Let's get to the news. Hello, hockey fans, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into some of the most intriguing and potentially game-changing rumors currently swirling around the NHL, specifically focusing on the Toronto Maple Leafs and some of the biggest names in the league right now. If you're a Leafs fan, you know how intense this offseason has been, with so much speculation about roster moves, contracts, and what the future holds for some of our star players. And trust me, what's happening behind the scenes right now could very well influence the Leafs' trajectory for the next few seasons, including their chances of finally bringing home that elusive Stanley Cup. So let's start by talking about Mitch Marner. Now, if you're a true Maple Leafs supporter, you already know how vital Mitch has been to this team. Since he arrived, he's been a cornerstone of the Leafs' offense, a playmaker who can change the course of a game in an instant. But here's where things get really interesting. Rumors have been swirling around Marner's contract situation. His current deal is set to expire soon, and there's a lot of speculation about whether the Leafs will look to extend him or explore other options in the market. The truth is, Marner's value on the ice is undeniable. His vision, his speed, his ability to set up plays, these are qualities that every contender needs. Yet the business side of the league is always present, and in recent weeks, reports have hinted that some teams might be preparing to make a push for Marner in a trade. Could it be that Toronto's management is already fielding calls? Or perhaps they're trying to lock him in long-term before any major offers come in? It's no secret that Marner's extension negotiations have been a hot topic among insiders and fans alike. Some analysts believe that the Leafs are in a strong position, given his importance to the team, and would want to keep him for the foreseeable future. Others suggest that if Toronto faces salary cap constraints or if the negotiations stall, the team might entertain offers that could include promising prospects or draft picks. A trade of a player of Marner's caliber would be seismic. It would send shockwaves through the league and could even reshape the Atlantic Division's balance of power. Imagine a scenario where a big market team swoops in with an aggressive offer. Many fans are speculating whether that could be a rival like Boston or even an unexpected suitor from the Western Conference. But of course, nothing is set in stone yet, and the Leafs are known for valuing loyalty and consistency. So the real question is, how committed is Toronto to keeping Mitch long-term? Now, moving beyond Marner, let's switch gears and talk about Chris Kreider. Yes, the New York Rangers power forward has been making headlines as well, but not for the reasons you might think. Kreider's name has been linked to trade rumors, and it's not hard to see why. With his size, skill, and playoff experience, he's a player many teams would love to have in their lineup. He's a guy who can bring physicality, scoring ability, and leadership to a team looking to make a deep postseason run. Naturally, the Rangers are in a tough spot. They're trying to navigate their roster and cap space, and Kreider's name keeps popping up in discussions of possible trades. Now, why would the Rangers consider trading Kreider? Well, it's partly about rebuilds, partly about retooling, and partly about the team's long-term strategy. Kreider's contract is sizable, and if the Rangers believe they could get a significant return, perhaps younger prospects or draft capital, they might be tempted to make a bold move. On the flip side, some experts argue that losing Kreider would be a huge blow to the Rangers' identity and competitive edge, especially since he's been a staple of their forward group for years. Still, the NHL is all about change, and with rumors swirling around Kreider's future, it's clear that his next destination could be surprising. But what does all of this mean for the Maple Leafs? Well, it's a complex puzzle. The league is entering a critical phase where teams are positioning themselves for the upcoming season, and the trade market is heating up. Toronto, with its core of young stars like Marner, Matthews, and Nylander, is in a prime position to capitalize if the right opportunity appears. The possibility of acquiring a veteran like Kreider or making a bold move involving Marner could significantly alter the team's championship window. Remember, the Leafs have been knocking on the door for years now, and this offseason might be the moment when management pulls the trigger on a blockbuster deal or a strategic signing. Looking at the current season, Toronto has been impressive but also inconsistent at times. Their offensive firepower is undeniable, with players like Auston Matthews leading the league in scoring for much of last season. But the defense and goaltending have been areas of concern, and that's where some of these rumored trades could come into play. If the Leafs can bolster their roster with a player like Kreider or even bring in another high-impact forward, it could be the boost they need to push past the second round of the playoffs and finally contend for that Stanley Cup. The team's recent draft history, management's willingness to make bold moves, and the fan base's hunger for success all point to a very active offseason ahead. Now, let's talk about the possible implications. If Marner were to be traded, it would send shockwaves through the league because it would challenge the perception that the Leafs are committed to their core. It could also open up cap space and roster flexibility, allowing Toronto to target high-profile free agents or make other trades that could strengthen their roster. On the other hand, if the team manages to re-sign Marner and also acquire a player like Crater, it would send a message to the league that Toronto is serious about winning now. It's a delicate balance, and the coming weeks will be critical in shaping the team's future. Meanwhile, the broader league is watching these developments very closely. Other teams are likely preparing countermoves, and the trade market is expected to heat up as teams try to finalize their rosters before training camp. The NHL offseason isn't just about waiting for free agency. It's about strategic negotiations, player negotiations, and sometimes snap decisions that can change everything overnight. For the Maple Leafs, this period is especially crucial. They've built a talented team, but to take that next step and compete for the Stanley Cup, they might need to make some bold moves that could involve trading key players or acquiring veteran talent. In terms of statistics, Marner's numbers have been consistently impressive. Last season, he posted over 100 points, showcasing his importance in Toronto's offensive schemes. His ability to generate scoring chances and set up plays makes him one of the league's top playmakers. Crater, meanwhile, has been a consistent goal scorer and physical presence, often leading the Rangers in goals during playoff runs. His playoff experience and leadership qualities are highly valued, especially for teams looking to add grit and scoring punch. The potential trade scenarios are intriguing because they involve not just individual talent but also team chemistry, salary cap implications, and strategic fit. As the offseason unfolds, fans are eager to see how these rumors develop. Will Marner stay on Maple Leafs ice for years to come, or will he be part of a blockbuster trade that reshapes the Atlantic Division? And what about Crater? Will he remain in New York, or could he be heading to a new team that offers him a fresh start and a shot at a deep playoff run? One thing is certain, the next few weeks will be filled with surprises, negotiations, and perhaps even some shock trades that no one saw coming. For Toronto fans, this is the time to stay alert, stay engaged, and keep the hope alive that your team can make the bold moves necessary to finally lift the Stanley Cup. The offseason is never boring in the NHL, and this year might just be one of the most exciting yet. Whether it's re-signing Marner, acquiring a player like Crater, or making a different strategic move, the Maple Leafs are at a pivotal crossroads. The decisions made now could define the franchise's success for years to come. And remember, hockey is a game of patience, strategy, and sometimes a little bit of luck. But one thing's for sure, Toronto Maple Leafs fans have every reason to be optimistic. The team has the talent, the fan support, and the management's ambition to finally cross that playoff threshold and push for a Stanley Cup. So stay tuned, keep your eyes on the news, and get ready for what promises to be an unforgettable offseason. The future of the Maple Leafs is being written right now, and it's up to us, the passionate fans, to stay engaged and hope for the best. Thanks for being here, and I'll be back soon with more updates, rumors, and insights into the exciting world of NHL hockey and, of course, everything happening with our beloved Toronto Maple Leafs. And now, Toronto Maple Leafs fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and TO, the Toronto Maple Leafs. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Toronto Maple Leafs news.